all night, but that's the bulk of the request at this point.
Thank you.
Bill?
Yes.
I just wanted to ask you a question. I was a little bit startled at the last meeting that you said that you'd gotten this inside information basically from the state troopers. And was this during the course of an active investigation, in your estimation?
I was allowed to, I have actual reports with the state police.
Yeah. Well, my question is, what standing do you have to get inside information about an active investigation? That doesn't sound like anything a law enforcement official would do. Investigators are supposed to keep the investigation quiet until the investigation is completed. So I'm a little curious how you were able to get this information.
Trooper, I'm the complainant, and I'll get his name here, stand by.
No, I'm not so much interested in the name, I'm interested in the process.
Oregon, badge number 1653, called me on the phone and specifically told me they had the conversation with the supervisor. And that was on, I can get you the date. That was on March 26th, 2026. I would say between 5 and 6 p.m. that the trooper had called me.
I'm not questioning that you have the information, I'm just wondering if it was appropriate for you to have it if it was an ongoing investigation.
That perhaps could be best directed to the state trooper. Make a phone call. And then,
because it does seem to me that during an active investigation, they should not be providing information to the public until their investigation is finished.
I could refer you perhaps to the town council on that one as well, who could perhaps better answer that question.
I just don't think law enforcement officials should be giving information basically to citizens while they're conducting what you have said is an investigation.
That's above my pay grade.
Okay.
And
I just find it very unusual,
perhaps the,
and I don't know of any law enforcement officials that would do that.
He's the complainant. You the one that made the complaint, weren't you, Bill?
I was.
Okay. It's not making it to the public.
And Trooper K.P. Handel, Kandel, badge number 1271, on 4/20/26, when I was in filing his second statement, had actually turned the computer screen to me and allowed me to see firsthand what the first trooper comments were. That included.
I wasn't aware that you were the initial complainant.
I was.
It just seemed like
In fact,
the process seemed a little strange to me. And do you know if there has been, has the investigation been ended? Have you gotten any answers on?
There's several agencies looking into it at this point, to include the State Attorney General's office, the Greene County District Attorney's office,
Right.
Amongst others.
I understand the process very unusual. That you would be given basically this information, even though you are the complainant, to bring it to the public. Because generally investigations are kept private until a decision is made in the end, whether someone is guilty or not. So that's just my curiosity. It's not my understanding of how law enforcement works.
It's apparent to me that the town has not taken any legal action at this point.
Well, I have a question. What legal action would you like us to take before a law enforcement investigation is concluded? Should we rush to judgment before the troopers have had their say?
Investigate. You should do something.
There is an investigation, right? That's what you're telling us about. There's an open investigation.
You're telling us there are several,
But
but the town council
I'm
doesn't
not-
because I have
investigate
taken
itself.
action.
I'm not a cop.
Okay, all right,
I'm not a detective.
okay.
Is there a town ethics committee?
Not before the process is resolved. We're not gonna judge an accusation before actual law enforcement has produced a result.
There's been a complaint. I know I made a complaint before this board last
Sure, and
last meeting.
you know, the complaint is registered, but it's being investigated by law enforcement. Should we be expected to supersede law enforcement?
At whose
We
request?
can stop now.
At whose request?
Okay.
As a board, actually, at last council meeting that I attended, I asked if the board was taking any action. And I got nothing.
I don't believe that the board can investigate itself,
Actually,
what's going on.
but anyway, we really do. We'd like to hear more from you on this, but we have other speakers, so thank you very much for your input.